he was a real gentleman. The type you can't find nowadays, always holding up doors and putting out your chair. He was very educated and he had read a lot and told us many stories about things.
His way to listen was extraordinary.
He's a fantastic person. Very, very gentle in his appearance, in his ways, and very humble. That was the deepest impression of me, how a man of his stature, as it were, and status, still could be so humble.
And his house the interior was rather interesting, because one part was Western paintings and so forth, and the other part was quite Muslim and Moroccan, from the Islamist world.
We counted once, and I don't remember if we ended at 13 or 14 languages which he knew to speak and read. And I think I have never met anyone that knowledgeable and that skillful in languages.
And he was interested in questions what was happening out in the world, but I didn't think to me, and then he asked, what do you think? He got every person to feel good in a way that was extraordinary.
Spent his working life as a career diplomat, serving as far afield as Venezuela and Spain. He worked tirelessly as an ambassador to bridge cultures and foster understanding amongst peoples. But these efforts were not enough. Within him was a profound sense that life held something more, and he embarked on a search for the meaning to his existence. His journey would take him to Morocco, where he encountered a traditional Islamic society for the first time, whose impact on him would be life-changing. After retiring from the diplomatic service, he remained in Morocco, where he studied the Quran and undertook the monumental task of interpreting it for a new generation of Swedish Muslims. This selfless act is his enduring legacy to posterity.
Mohammed Knut Bernström is a very interesting man, and he is perhaps typical in some way, but he is very exceptional in other ways. He came from part of Sweden which is called Dalecarlia, and it's generally recognized that the real Sweden is the heartland of Sweden. And he was a Lutheran Christian, but completely, as far as I understood, uninterested in religion. And that is how we Swedes in general are, because we are members of the Swedish Lutheran Church, and we think that's very good that we have this church, and better if we can reach to the wedding with it. And then he came, he was ambassador, and he came to the Catholic state or country. And then he was interested in religion when he met these Catholics, and he thought that he has had a lot of prejudices about the Catholic Church. And he understood very early that the Catholics were very intellectual, very well educated and very dedicated to their religion. And he was so impressed, so he converted to the Catholic Church.
He was the ambassador in Spain, I think, before he came to Morocco. And I think he was at the Far East as well. And he was the manager of the trade department as well.